Hello and welcome to Heroes Explain. My name is Bubs, and this is the first video of the year. Yay! New year has come and gone, and our channel is super new to all of this. Thank you for everyone who's watching our videos and following us, and for the 7 viewers that watched our latest video. By the time I've recorded it, only 7 people have viewed the video. Um, Anyways, so this is gonna be a Kingdom Explain video. I'm gonna quickly get right on top of that, and I'll be uh not really. I'll be putting this in the Kingdom Explain playlist, and it would be Kingdoms Explain. But I'm gonna be setting this up into a different category. I'm gonna make a different playlist, and this playlist will be chapter in Cog's Conquest of the North. So hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you are new and visiting, which is very unlikely due to uh us not being famous. Well, us, I mean me. Yeah, I tried to get Jommers and Mr. Wolf back on, but they're a no go. And so yeah, I should just hop onto it. I'm setting a timer. Hopefully, 15. I can do this in 15 minutes. Yeah, yeah. So, as I left off, Cog was continuing his journey towards the northern region, uh, to the mountain. So, the mountains where the Latanium people are, the northern nation. I'm just, yeah. Uh, they're pretty much just lived in a huge mountain chain. So Cog's making his way to the foothills that will soon lead up to the actual chains of mountains that they have to cross through and stuff. He went through a village and spent the night and continued forward. Some of the villagers let him stay close by, some let him stay in the village, and others refused and he crushed them underneath his feet. But I should probably explain this because I don't think I explained it last time. But Cog, before he went on his campaign to destroy the northern region, he sent out a handful of scouts or spies, whatever you want to call them, and they went in a month in advance to make their way to the actual kingdom or as close to it as possible and scout out the area. And their task was to scout it, map out the area, and if messengers tried to warn the kingdom of Cog's invasion when he actually made his move, to kill them or get rid of the messengers and hush hush kind of thing. Um, yeah, as Cog makes his way advancing, some messengers do get sent to warn the northern region of Cog coming with his military force. Uh, some of them were taken out, but like 2 or 3 actually made it through. So the northern region gets word, like here's word that an army force from the southern region of, I forgot the name of the kingdom they were in. Whatever, the Cogs kingdom, the kingdom of whatever. Uh, yeah. So these messengers tell the king pretty much of these invading forces and how they're coming. The king sends a scout of his own to go check it out and verify that it's actually true and these guys aren't making it up just to like get on the king's good side or weaken the defenses or whatever. And so yeah, the king sends his scouts of his own, and those scouts go and find Cog's army making its way there. So after weeks of Cog's journey, he finally makes it to the foothills. When he gets to these parts of villages and towns, they're more loyal to the northern nation, so they give Cog a tough time. But he and his men easily push through their path that they mapped out and continue burning every town and village in their way. From like that point on, he just straight up just looting and plundering and leaving none alive. Yeah, and continue and like chopping down trees and building carts and stuff to like repair whatever carts they lost during the fight or gathering supplies that they may or may not have lost. And they continued until they reached the first fort, which is Fort Omada. Um, Fort Omada was it's just pretty much just like once you reach, you know how have you ever been to mountains before? It kind of seems like a valley, and then you like actually see the mountain. Well, the fort was in the valley area, and the mountain there is a mountain range like surrounding it. So I don't know how best to explain it. It was kind of like the valley was the ocean and the mountains were like this cove kind of thing, whatever. So it's like almost went all the way around this valley, but not quite. It stopped some ways. And Cog could have, like most people think, oh, why don't you just go around the fort and climb up the sides of the mountain? The only problem with that is the reason they didn't have any defense on those, it's because the rocks and the terrain on the sides are like very unstable. There's like a lot of mudslides, loose rocks, and whatever. So anyone army trying to go that way usually always lose over half their men trying to climb up the other sides. The only way in was to go into this valley area and go through that fort, and then there was a pathway that safely leads up to like their main capital or city or palace, whatever you want to call it. And it's the only safe pathway to travel in the mountains to like get to the other side or anything. So everybody kind of just funnels to this area unless they're near another spot which has more forts and walls and actually is more protected, kind of whatever. When it comes to like climbing the mountain, it's more heavily guarded. This one, it's just everything's in that cove is being defended. You can easily climb up the mountain, whatever. Anyways, I'm getting off track. So Cog set up his camp outside the cove so nobody could go in and out of the valley that the town people were in. And he like used some of the trees that they chopped down to start building kind of small walls from the trees and try to and they just build a block and anyone trying to leave that valley, Cog would kill or and take whatever they had with them and used it for his men. So like clothing or food supplies or whatever they would take and use. And if they didn't really have anything, they would just leave the dead body and the stuff out there for the birds and beasts and whatever creatures to come out and feast on them. So it setting up the defense and trying to cut off the supply does some damage, but Cog knew it wouldn't like have the entire town fall at all because they could still get supplies from the mountains. So Cog's plan was to have it where the only escape was through the mountain by building up those walls. Then Cog, on his travels, he did some experimentation on some of the villagers and men as they pushed through. and he had them in chains and whatever, and was experimenting, trying to recreate the serum that gave him and his brothers power. So, well, not brothers, the two royal princes and him power. So he was trying to recreate it, while the prince in their kingdom is also running experiments on criminals and thieves in their kingdom, also trying to recreate it. Cog used some beasts like wolves and bears DNA, like blood samples or whatever, in his experiments to see how they react and stuff. And as he injected into, like, came up with these formulas, he experimented on these people, and um, they would have varying results. Either the people would die, and or they would just like instantly die, or they would have deformities, like start growing claws or kind of like teeth, fangs, whatever, growing out of their mouths, whatever, and then they would die. But only a handful, some people that seem to have a very high, what is it, antibodies, white blood cells, whatever. Very healthy people seem to like take to the formula and grow and mutate into these pretty much kind of like werewolves. Yeah, that's the best way I can explain. Pretty much, he turned them into werewolves, like half wolf, half human creatures, and then they would still. The only problem was they still retain their mind somewhat. So during the process, they seemed to lose some of their memories, but they would still keep their personality and thought process and whatever. So Cog had these creatures, and of course, some of them killed themselves because they didn't want to live as a monster, and some of them were like down, so they couldn't kill themselves, and were being tortured and trying to break the mind or soul to have him work with his army to attack. Uh, but he perfected the serum. So when they mutate, it would break, like, not only would it change their body, but it would also, like, mess with their mind. So as, like, he's cutting off the supply, he didn't kill every single one. Yeah. And he would, like, when he ran out of experiments, they would attack people and then use them for experimentation, whatever. And he amassed a small group of 25 of these wolf people they made. They called the Multis because they kind of molted and they had teeth and whatever and whatever. I made it up and I had to come up with a name and I decided Multis, and yeah, that's their names. So these things that were referred to as the Multis, they came in different things. So when they grew and turned into a wolf form, they didn't like their hair changed color to either like a dark gray or like a white color. So it would go from like dark gray to kind of like a silver to a white. So the ones with the white fur were like kind of the grunts. A lot of them had white fur, but the silver ones had more strength to them, more power. They were like stronger. And the ones with the gray fur, uh, they had like they were like the toughest, the strongest ones that he could produce. So the gray furs were very rare and treated with high respect. And then they would also seem to lead all the ones with the lighter tone fur under them. So Cog would just have the gray ones cement underneath him by doing combat with them. Oh, hi, Jommers.
Greetings to all a happy new year.
Yeah, it's the New Year's. I'm just talking about the Maltese. I finally got to the part where Cog is carting off this village so he can go into the northern regions to get titanium so he can use it as his own armor and for his own military forces so they can go and conquer the west.
Wow.
So I'm explaining how the multis were made.
Yeah, but I said up on the video, so that's
I
like
don't think it's big
guarantee
enough
I'm
your
too
voice.
like too quiet.
Here, let me go like this and then you talk.
But yeah, I promised that I would drop in for the New Year. Why is it so quiet?
I don't know. Does this work? Does this work? Yeah, just have it towards your face.
So yeah, I promised that I would drop. Seriously, I
I
have
don't
it
know.
against
No,
my face.
I
So
just,
literally, I said I would drop in for the New Year. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
yeah, I don't know. I guess my voice is just, it's just honed in onto my fabulous voice. Well, if you heard drummers, then yay. And it's just something with the vocals on the recording software that I'm using. And yeah, so drummers dropped in, and yeah. So he made the first appearance in the first video. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, he did experimentation. Obviously, he was trying to get a bunch of grapers, but the problem was the more grapers he had grouped together, the more unstable the batch came. So he realized one. So the grapers can holds up a pack of 13. So each graper has 13 either silver or like 13 either silver and white fur and whatever mixed in. The max total was 13. And for another, so for every two grapers, he needs like two 13s, which I can't do math now. 24, 26. So if he had two grapers, he needs 26 white or silver or both with them so that they both can control their own pack and stuff. So what he would do is he would try to get a graper, and then once he got one, he would beat it into submission, inserting his dominance over the multi. Then the grafer will obey his commands, and he would sort of train it like people do with hunting dogs and whatever. He would send out like certain signals or commands and have them repeat the same thing over and over and over again until it was burned into their mind. So all he has to do is just do that action, and they would instantly do it. Yeah. Once he got himself uh, 4 packs, he decided like after he got 4 packs, it like took him 3 weeks. So it's like 3 weeks of him experimentation, getting them and building up the border and stuff. So after they were holding the town hostage for 3 weeks, he decided to attack because he calculated that it would take 3 weeks for the main, like for some military force to show up in that village to aid and support and back up. So on the third week, he wanted to show his power and how strong his army truly was. So they waited until night, where the Maltese would be the most powerful at, and he decided to strike at night. And I'm in it here because I'm way over the limit. Um, I'm trying not, yeah, 20 minutes. I'm trying to cap these videos at 20 minutes. If you enjoyed this and stuff, leave a like or a comment or something or just whatever. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of you guys are watching this, but it's totally fine. I'm making these for fun, as I keep on telling myself. Um, yeah. Next video, I haven't decided on doing. I'm gonna be trying my best. Just holding, guys. I'm gonna try my best to get art and stuff for my explain videos, but that's gonna probably cost money because I'm not good at drawing art. I'm good, but not good. I'm decent. But yeah, I want to give you guys. I want these videos to look cool and epic. Um, I may or may not have inserted a song. So I'm gonna probably start be using non-copyright songs that I found from some channels. I'm gonna leak some of the channels that I'll be using for non-copyright music to play in the background and explain it in my videos down below. Uh, yeah, these guys are the ones that I found, and I enjoy some of their music. You can use them for your videos. Yeah. I'm I'm kind of wanting to just say their names out loud, but I have to look them up on YouTube. I'm logging in now. I know this is running super long. If you left at this time, it's so totally fine. If you didn't leave yet, then you probably really want to know what the name of the channels are. But like I said, the links are down below. I'm just gonna say their names just to give me a peace of mind. There is, where is it? Uh, there's White Sand. There, right? That's the name of the channel. And then there's Infection. I think that's the name of the channel. Could be wrong. Um, yeah, Infection, no copyright music. White, yeah, White Sand, and I think the last there's MFY, no copyright music, and I think it's Epic Free Music is the last one, which I'm actually subscribed to on a different account. No, it's Epic Journey Royal Free Zone. Yeah, check these channels out if you want to use non-copyright music. Obviously, you have to mention their channel and have a link to the video or whatever in down below. But that's like for free, awesome music. It doesn't really matter that much to me. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this rant and ramble. Hope you guys will have a nice, epic year this year, 2020. No, 2021. 2021. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good year. Um, yeah, I'll try and post another video next month or sometime before then. Yeah, stay safe, everyone. And I Bubs out.